Hey, Laurel Ann Stark here, and today I'm answering a question that I got, which is how do I get my website to rank higher on Google? And I gotta tell you, this is a really big answer, so I'm gonna break it up into a couple different videos. But what we're gonna deal with today is kind of basics and first steps on what to do about that. So the very first thing that you wanna do is determine where on Google you wanna show up. By that I mean, what words are your prospective clients typing into Google? So typically people type in a couple different types of words. We call these keywords. One type is location specific. So things like vacuum repair, Vancouver, Vancouver vacuum repair, Vancouver vacuum sales. So location specific. That's one set. Another one is what we call long tail keywords, which is kind of like a big ramble. If you think about how you use Google and what you type into Google, then this will give you a pretty good perspective. So things like, where do I get my vacuum fixed in Vancouver? Or what's the best vacuum repair store in Vancouver? These types of things. So keywords which are sort of short, and long tail phrases which are more sort of rambles or questions. So compile a list of these key phrases first and get, I don't know, maybe 30 or so is probably a great place to start. And then once you have that pinpointed as the pages that you want to show up on Google, like in response to those searches, then you can move on to what I call, or what is commonly known in the industry as on-site optimization, which is basically optimizing your website for search engines like Google. So there's some pretty obvious stuff that you can start off with, basically looking at it from the perspective of whether or not your website is user-friendly from the perspective of both your customers as well as Google. So one of those things is how fast does your website load? So there's a bunch of different things that you can do to get your website to be sped up. One of those things is definitely making sure that your images are compressed and they aren't, just make sure that your website is decently fast. You can do all kinds of speed tests online, and website developers can help you speed up your site. So that's one really basic thing. Another basic thing is looking at making sure that your website is mobile friendly. So if you use a tablet or a phone to access your website, you can actually click on the buttons. It's not like impossible to use. So those are two things that you can do for on-site, as well as you want to take a look at your page structure. So all of the pages on your website should answer the questions, or at least be on the topic of the keywords or key phrases that people are typing into Google. So every single page should be what we call search engine optimized. So have a specific target keyword or key phrase, and then be optimized for that keyword or key phrase. So say, for example, we're going with this vacuum store Vancouver. So on the about page, they should use those words quite a bit and say why they are the best vacuum repair store in Vancouver and how to find the best vacuum store in Vancouver, like where the address is, etc. So you want to have a whole bunch of content that actually uses those words. Also, images are very helpful. And then some technical type stuff. So the page URL. So every page will have its own little name after your www.com. So it would be, say, for example, /about best vacuum store Vancouver. Like, you want to name the page names the same as the keywords as well. And if you have a WordPress site, you can use this plugin called Yoast, which is spelt Y-O-A-S-T. It's a fantastic plugin. It basically tells you exactly what to do. So you can download that and then optimize each page accordingly. So that's kind of an overview of your on-site optimization that you can do to help your website rank higher in Google. Another thing, depending on the resources that you have and the amount of time that you have, but generally I recommend blogging regularly. This just shows Google that you are a relevant site and contender, and that your site isn't old and outdated. Also, it gives lots of great content that you can share on social media. It's great for your users as well. So I recommend blogging, again, based on those keywords. So not necessarily, well, basically back in the day, it used to be that you would just write it for the search engines, and all the content on the website, it didn't really matter if a human could read it, but now it definitely has to be relevant, it has to be readable, and it has to be useful to the person who's making that search. So it's a tricky balance sort of between making sure that the keywords are in there and it's all based on a particular topic, as well as making sure that it's coded appropriately according to Google and people would actually stay on the page and look at it and find value in what it is that you've written there as well. So I hope that's helpful. If you found this valuable, please consider sharing with your network. In fact, just hit that share button right now and share away. And if you want more information, you can visit me at my website at laurelannstark.com. Thanks for watching.